a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the show. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here, supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. 80 different categories that come on the show and educate, entertain, enlighten. Most importantly, we want to engage with you. 727-263-3707. Call or text the hotline, 727-263-3707. Off-air number online at consumerqb.com. Jennie Restrepo going to be calling in live from the Florida Realtor Convention in Orlando. We're going to be giving you some live updates directly from Jennie with Insured Title Agency here in Tampa Bay. You've heard her on our program over the years. Also, Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection. We're going to be heavy on the real estate side today. Real estate markets, economy, what's going on in the news. Also, interesting content coming out about definition of wealth up by $300,000. What does that mean? We'll break that down for you as well coming up on today's show, the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife Lindsay and I own a top team here in Tampa Bay, and we help our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit, utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. Here's an example of that. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach. Great opportunity to own property in Tampa Bay. This is on the beaches. Bel Air Beach, beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square feet, single family home. Gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 feet of water frontage on deep water access. You're 1 block from the beach as well. Great opportunity. Bring your boat, bring your jet skis. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach. Compliments of Aaron Foley on our team, Platinum MVP team. All right, we got a property on Archer Place, Old Archer Road. This is Archer Place. My wife, Lindsay, and I are representing 90 pre-construction luxury condos. The team is rotating on the Model Center, up at the Model Center there. If you ever want to check them out, just let us know. We can get you in there 7 days a week, checking out this beautiful opportunity to buy pre-construction luxury condos in Gainesville, 1 mile from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. You're getting 10% off retail. Starting prices start in the low 400s up to the 900s. And you've got a great opportunity here to buy and invest. EB-5 visas approved, short-term rental approved. There's no controls there. And also resort-style amenities, high-end luxury amenities in the building. Check out Archer Place in Gainesville and let all your Gator friends, all your Florida Gator friends know about that. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. I highly recommend Lee's Royal Services here in Tampa Bay for all your real estate cleaning, real estate, commercial, residential real estate cleaning. Does a great job cleaning our home as well. Lee's Royal Services right here in Tampa Bay is also handyman service, leesroyalservices.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you and talk to Lee over at leesroyalservices.com. All right, Gratitude Party is back on, Alex. We're going to be hosting our Gratitude Party coming up. We got quite a few weeks here to promote this one. It's going to be on Friday the 27th over at the Tarpon Turtle. As you know, we're mixing it up. We're going from Hillsborough to Pinellas, and we're also inviting our listeners, our audience, our friends of the program out there. Anybody that's listening to this, you are invited. We're going to have food, drinks, appetizers provided, boat ride on Lake Tarpon. It's going to be a great time, Alex. We always have fun networking out there.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind when you mention Tarpon Turtle is crab cakes. For me, it's crab cakes. Those crab cakes are on another level. They have some really good food over at the Tarpon Turtle.
Grouper nuggets. I mean, all the good stuff, man.
And that place is so cool because you can, not only can you drive up, you can hang out at the restaurant, right? But it's also, you can pull your boat up. If you live there on the lake, you can pull your boat up and you can actually eat right there and order drinks and stuff and everything. It's a really, really cool atmosphere.
I might have to bring the jet ski too, man. Have the jet ski up there. We'll have boats, jet skis. Who knows? We're going to have a lot of fun, a great networking. And by the way, shout out to David Doble over at Tampa Bay Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Awesome grand tour there. It was great drinking some of the Reef Donkey, some of the local brews there. Number one independent brewery. You had a great time last week at our Gratitude Party. So hopefully we'll see you there. We'll see everybody there. Save the date, Friday, September 27th. So it's not the third Thursday. You may have noticed it's a Friday this time at the Tarpon Turtle. That's our monthly Gratitude Party. So, of course, we always talk about supporting the local economy, and we're supporting local businesses as well. If you come and we're able to help send business your way, we're going to do that. So that's one of the cool things as well.
Fun Friday. Friday at the Tarp and Turtle.
Yeah, I thought we'd mix it up, too, and we've got a scheduling conflict, so that'll be great. Tarp and Turtle Friday, September 27th. Come on out and hang out with us and do some networking. We're going to have food and drinks provided as well. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. We got Jennie Restrepo calling in live from the Florida Realtor Convention over in Orlando. Jennie, how's it look over there? What's going on?
Well, technically it looks very rainy and gloomy, but that's not the atmosphere inside where they're sharing so much amazing information, updates, training, and education.
I love it. Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, I've heard it said the only sustainable advantage in business is the ability to learn faster, learn more than your competitors.
For sure. And I definitely think that learning and education is a journey. So no matter how many years of experience you have in any industry, constantly embracing change, learning something new, or taking additional time to teach yourself is so valuable, not just for your own career development, but also for the level of service and knowledge that you provide to your clients, like the Platinum MVP team.
That's right. Yeah. So what's new? What's new and topical? I mean, the NAR settlement is still, kind of a topic that people are discussing. What are you seeing over there, Jennie?
So it's definitely a very hot topic. It's a hot button topic. So being not an attorney myself, I'm going to stay far away from any sort of like legal terminology. But consumers, I think, are also very confused as to what is this? What does this mean for me? How is this going to affect, how I can buy a home or how I can work with an agent? And so the biggest change there is going to be so buyers can understand. If you are looking to purchase a home and you would like to retain the services of a buyer's representative, then that buyer's representative is now going to be required to have a buyer brokerage agreement with you. So that shouldn't sound scary, though. I actually think that these are one of the changes that is going to be for the positive, and here's why. So typically, a real estate agent like Brandon or someone on his team, if you want to sell your house, come to your property, you have a listing appointment, they bring a presentation and talk to you about what the process is going to look like, what services the Platinum MVP team offers, and why you would want to choose them for your listing. But it has been the practice that the consultation with the buyers hasn't been at that level. And that's not something we're talking about Brandon, but in general, real estate agents as a whole haven't regarded that buyer consultation in the same way that we've always approached a listing presentation. And so what this is now going to do, this requirement, is allow you at the beginning of your journey to sit down and have a consultation with your buyer's representative. Number one, to decide, is this person the right fit to lead me on this journey and help me purchase my home, but also to set expectations on both sides. This is what this is going to look like, better explain the process, and then allow that buyer to really understand what's about to happen next and whether this is the right person or the right fit for me to take me on that journey. So in that regard, I think we should embrace this as a positive change.
Yeah. Right, yeah, and Jennie's absolutely correct there, folks. Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency. I'm Brandon BRimes, Keller Williams Realty, and what we're looking at is essentially it's a forced meeting of the mind. So you're having a buyer or a prospective buyer that is interested in buying a property, and we're talking about the NAR settlement, kind of what's really shaken down from this legislation. Essentially, what it is, it's this court case rather. It's basically saying, hey, I'm interested in real estate. I'm interested in buying real estate. And as a real estate professional, by the way, we're all self-employed 100%. We're mostly all self-employed and 100% commission-based. So we have to work smart. We have to work hard. And we got to be diligent in the process. We're saying to the buyer, hey, look, here's the way that we want to operate. Here's the way that the fees work. And we would love to show you listings. Let's get on the same page, Jennie.
Absolutely. And so again, like as a consumer, don't look at this as something that's scary or daunting, because what doesn't change, and as Brandon mentioned, is real estate agents are primarily compensation-based independent contractors. But we as in realtors get paid at closing. So if you work with this buyer's representative and this person doesn't lead you to the purchase of a home that you close on, you owe them nothing. So the compensation comes in if this person delivers the services and gets you to the finish line of being able to actually purchase a home. And so in that situation, just because you've entered into a buyer's brokerage agreement with a broker doesn't mean that there's going to be a time limit on it. There's going to be a geographic explanation on it. There's going to be a discussion of compensation, and all of those elements are negotiable. That's the biggest thing that I feel like maybe people didn't understand. I'm not sure why they didn't understand it, but we're now making it expressly and explicitly clear that this is what's going to happen next. This is what my expectation is. This is what your expectations of me should be. And honestly, I think it's going to provide a better level of service for consumers because they're going to get a little education in the process before you even get started. So before you're off to the races of looking at all these houses and getting a showing tour going, you're going to have a formal consultation where you can ask these questions about, well, what happens next, or what about this, or what about that? And then when you're working with someone like the Platinum MVP team, if you've got questions about lending or whatever, they have a team of trusted professionals that they can also refer you to with those questions. So you're not just like, all right, I saw a house, I want to go look at it, let's go, and off to the races and potentially going down the path in the wrong direction. We're taking the time now to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and then understand if you've entered into an agreement with a buyer broker representative, this is your person until you break up. So I'll use a dating analogy. Like, let's look at this from a monogamous dating perspective. If you sign an agreement saying, Brandon, you're my person, you're going to be my buyer's representative. If something about that changes, if you decide, okay, maybe I'm not going to buy right now, whatever, just have that conversation with your representative that, okay, I think I'm going to sit this one out. Maybe I'm not ready. I'm not finding something in my price point. I want to save up money a little bit longer. But if you have an agreement with someone that you're my person, that's your person. If you decide you want a different person, then that's going to involve a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's what you're going to do. You're going to talk about it. You're going to set up some showings, because what would happen a lot of times too is that the initial phone call would be kind of a weaker setup where you're basically calling, trying to get a door opener. You're trying to get a qualified or a overqualified door opener, somebody that's just going to be the first one to open the door for you. In many cases, I'm generalizing, but a lot of times the buyers, prospective buyers, just want somebody to open the door for them. So that's what we're getting away from as professionals and realtors. We want to make sure that we establish that baseline of expectations. Here's where we want to come in. Here's the goal. Here's the strategy. Here's how we add value. So that's exactly how this new exclusive buyer brokerage agreement works. And of course, you work out commissions over the phone or throughout a chain of text messages or emails, and you get the commission. Essentially, in my mind as well, Jennie, nothing's really changed in terms of the motivation of buyers, buyer agents, listing agents. We all want to sell property. So you still have to pay the commissions. You're going to pay a 6% commission split equally. Typically, it's 3% on each side. And that's the way that it should be. You're going to be motivating people. You're going to be stimulating the economy. It still flows from the asset in most cases. And again, these are generalities, but that's the way I like to look at it. It's just a little bit of a change on the way that business is performed. And there are some good aspects of it. But I think it could have all been avoided by, a couple of attorneys. Few attorneys got pretty rich is what I hear. All right, Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, coming back. We're going to take a quick break. Also, feel-good story of the day. Charles Barkley turns down $100 million contract to ensure TNT sports staff keep their jobs another year. Feel-good story of the day coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More with Jennie Restrepo as well, live from the Florida Realtor Convention in Orlando. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Jennie Restrepo on the phones with us live from the Florida Realtor Convention in Orlando, talking about real estate and some of the new changes to the laws, different things happening in the real estate space as well. A couple of hot listings, and then we'll talk about more into the real estate space. Also, Fed ready to cut minutes show. The vast majority of Federal Reserve officials agreed weeks ago that they would probably cut interest rates in September. So it's interesting to see, how that will affect things as well. So we'll dive into that here in just a minute. A couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team. We get a property at 82124 B Street North. This is Unit 124 in Pinellas Park. You got an opportunity in Pinellas County, of course, right here in Tampa Bay. Affordable home. This is a gated community, 55-plus community, fresh paint, new HVAC system, window replacement, windows installed 5 years ago. So lots of updates here. Sold furnished as well. 82124 B Street North, Unit 124 in Pinellas Park. Your slice of paradise in the coveted Golden Gate 55-plus community. 105 Lake Tarpon Drive, right here close to the Tarpon Turtle as well, down the road just north of Alderman on a 19 there. This one is an opportunity to buy in Tampa Bay, affordable home. And you've got access to the boat ramp there and access to Lake Tarpon, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 740 square foot. Most likely it's going to be a tear down, possibly some high, a good amount of TLC there, tender love and care. 105 Lake Tarpon Drive, number 26, Palm Harbor. Community pool, clubhouse, boat ramp, docks, lots of amenities and games going on there as well. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Okay, Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency. And Jennie, we've talked over the years about some of the different fraud scams, free property alerts. Any listener can go to their county website and just put in free property fraud alerts, and you'll be able to get signed up there with an email or a text to alert you. So what say you, Jennie? What else are you seeing out there?
Well, let's see. Yes, get signed up for free property fraud alerts. Every single county now in the state of Florida has to offer this service to you. It is absolutely free, so I don't get any spiff for you signing up, but it really does protect you. And so I can direct you to our social media at Insured Title Agency on Facebook if you want to see a video of how to get this set up, if you want to see a story from our local news proving that it actually works. But also, if you check out our social media, I helped Erin Foley, the listing that Brandon mentioned at the beginning of the hour, 221 Howard Drive. I went to the property with her and helped her put together a beautiful virtual open house tour of the property. Plus, Insured Title Agency has already done all the title work, lien search, got an insurance quote, a buyer's title quote, everything. She's got a great binder that's right there at the property on the kitchen counter that has all of this information. So that's what the level of service that someone from the Platinum MVP team offers to you. And so we give them, the best that we can possibly offer. So if you're interested in that property, there's so much for you to see before you even get there to know that it's the perfect home for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it. There's so many resources available. The market is now turning. It's at a point where the Fed's going to do something with the rates that most likely will relate to lower interest rates, better affordable payments for buyers. So it's a great time to get into the game. If you're thinking of buying, selling, or investing, of course, we would love to talk to you. And, of course, there's going to be the highest level of service that you can expect. We'd love to talk to you. If you'd like to talk to Jennie Restrepo or our team, the Platinum MVP team, anything related to real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, all of our different show partners, reach out to the hotline, 727-263-3707. Now, that's a number that you should save in your phone. You should program this number. We have, all types of great attorneys. I remember Anthony Rickman last time he was on the show. He said, "Hey, who are you going to call? You get pulled over. You have a situation. You've got to have a number in your phone so that way you can have these resources available." 727-263-3707. Call or text the show hotline. We'll put you right in touch with our local area expert contributors, all of the best in all of Tampa Bay that we've assembled, we've vetted, and we make sure that we talk about things that are relevant to you in your life. And it's a lot about helping save people time and money when it comes to their buying decisions, Jennie.
Absolutely. And so another topic here from the Florida Realtors Convention is, obviously, people want to know what's the market update, what's happening with the market. As you mentioned, the Fed is saying they may lower interest rates, but we haven't seen it yet, but it's on the horizon. And so the term a balanced market has come up a bunch of times. And so what does a balanced market mean? It means that there's around an equal amount of buyers looking to buy and sellers looking to sell. But ultimately what that means is if you're looking to list your home and sell, it's going to probably be on the market a few more days than has been the average over the last couple of years. Coming out of COVID, we had a big run on property in the Tampa Bay area. Listings were getting multiple offers in every situation. Nothing was lasting on the market for more than a couple of days. And we're just not in that same market now. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other necessarily, because obviously in that kind of market, sellers are like, yay. Buyers are like, oh, my gosh, how many offers do I have to make in order to get a house? I'm always bidding against someone else. So there's advantages on every single side. It's just being well prepared, choosing the right representatives that understand this market, that are investing in education, and then having realistic expectations. So if you're thinking you want to sell and move out of the area, start putting a plan together now. Reach out to the show, reach out to Brandon now and say, our plan is we want this to be happening in like a year. Okay, well, this is what we need to be prepared, and this is when you should probably list it if you want this to be sold and done by that time frame. So now is the time to be a little bit more strategic and make sure that you're working with people that are staying up on the trends in the education.
That's right. Jennie Restrepo, check her out online. Follow her on Instagram. She puts some great content out as well. Insured Title Agency, Jennie Restrepo, online at insured-title.com as well. Jennie, appreciate you calling in and have fun over there at the Florida Realtor Convention. That sounds like a good time.
I will, and anything else I find out, I'll let you know next time.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. All right, that's Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency. Coming up, we got Jay Smith. We got the Snoop Dogg in the house, A Snoop Inspection, a longtime friend of the Quarterback Show. We're going to talk with him about the real estate market. I want to dive into new construction as well. New construction is definitely a hot sector in the real estate market right now. Follow us online at BrandonRimes1, at CQB Show, and please subscribe to our Rumble and YouTube channels. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhimes.
And we're back. We got Jay Smith in the house, A Snoop Inspection with us. We're going to talk new construction, a little bit about the economy, a little about the labor supply chain as well, and home inspections, home or commercial properties. Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection can inspect those for you. A couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team. 10413 Main Street, the Nonasassa. Great opportunity to own real estate here in Tampa Bay. This is East Hillsborough County. 3.63 acres of vacant land, commercial, land available for sale. You got a busy gas station across the street. Looks like you got some trees that you're going to want to remove there. And when you're looking at buying vacant land, you got to have a great agent to help you understand all of the different aspects. Do you want to get a soil test done on it? You want surveys? What is the zoning? What's the future land use? These are all the questions that you have to ask. And 10413 Main Street, Thonotosassa, is another one of our 100-plus listings. We've got over 100 listings now with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 13651 Croft Drive North. Croft Drive North in Largo, Florida, Pinellas County. Here we go. Another great opportunity. Renovated home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 1,066 square foot, single-family home. You're minutes from beautiful Indian Rocks Beach. You have updated flooring, naturally lit with great natural lighting coming through. I love the color scheme, lighter color schemes there. Beautiful property, staged home, stainless steel appliances, great and ideal short-term rental investment property. 13651 Croft Drive North, Largo. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, quick shout out to our friends over at Solar Bear. If you're thinking of adding solar onto your home, check out solarbear.com. Say hello to Blake Ambrester with Solar Bear. He's been on our show. You've seen him on our YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Consumer Quarterback Show. Just search Blake Ambrester and you'll see his previous interviews there. Solarbear.com. Check him out online, solarbear.com. All right, Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, the longest running show partner on the Consumer Quarterback Show roster. 10 years plus as a friend of the show. Jay Smith, that's you.
Oh, man.
That's you, man.
Imagine that.
Solar. We just plug in solar, too, man. What's your thoughts just generally on solar?
I mean, solar's gotten a lot better through the years. You of course, got to be careful which company you go with. It's everything. You got to do your research and make sure it's right for you. Yeah.
And I love the idea of utilizing photovoltaic energy on the roof of structures. I don't like the idea of power companies buying acres and acres of arable land or land that could be utilized as homes and then putting all these solar fields there. I don't like
anything else.
Farming, yeah, exactly.
Because once they do that, you can't farm on that land. Like if they decide to remove it tomorrow, it's messed up that land. You can't farm on it.
Is it really? Is it something to do with the electronics, or is it something in the ground?
One part of it is, sunlight does actually create some nutrients for the ground.
Right.
And once you set up all those panels, you've set those panels to make sure that no sunlight is hitting the ground. You want it to be hitting the panels.
Got it.
You're destroying the ground underneath of it.
I've never considered that. I saw also down in South Hillsborough, I think it was, that one of the power companies put in a floating solar farm. So they're putting it over the water now. And I thought, I don't know, that's kind of an interesting mix there. But, you still need fish. You still need the aquatics.
Well, I mean, I tell you what, building a canopy over parking lots everywhere, do it all day long.
That's a good idea, actually.
Because now you're keeping it from hitting that asphalt or concrete or whatever it is and heating up. Yeah. And you're absorbing all of it, and that's just wasted space.
Yeah, it makes it a little cooler on your walk out to the car.
You're seeing that here and there. I've seen them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, let's go. I didn't plan on talking about solar today, but I wanted to go into that. It was an interesting idea. But new construction, I wanted to get into new construction. As you know, Lindsay and I, we represent 90 pre-construction luxury condos in Gainesville, Florida, just 1 mile from the stadium. But just in general, new construction seems to be pretty hot right now.
It is. I think they've got better deals than the existing homes.
Yep.
They're cheaper to insure. I mean, all those things. New construction it's good. Unfortunately, Pinellas County doesn't have a whole lot of it, but we've got other areas that's got quite a bit of new construction. I mean, your Wesley Chapel, Riverview, even Lakewood Ranch is expanding down in Manatee County. Yep. So, I mean, there is places to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. If you can get more bang for your buck, the further east you go, the further north you go, you're able to find pockets where you can get more bang for your buck. And you mentioned also a couple of key factors there is the insurability. Talk about that.
I mean, the numbers I hear, it's interesting. The insurance companies just feel like they're less risk, so they're just getting a much better rate than your existing home. Even something that's just 25 years old is a big difference between a 2000 house and a 2024 house. I mean, I'm sorry, it's what I'm finding.
Yeah, it is. And it's mainly about the insurance. It's about the roof. It's about the insurance. So here we go. We're back to the major components, right? They're 4-point inspection. Plumbing, roof, electrical, and AC. Those are your key components.
It is. But one of the interesting things is they're not always keeping up for inspections, talk to a good inspector and have your home inspected, is you're still hearing about water events, even on new construction, whether it's a pipe that's not done right, and it may not have a problem when you first move in, but it's just a year or two later. So it still kind of is interesting for me that they are less expensive to insure. Yeah. Because they're not always keeping track of all the trades that are out there, and they're making mistakes.
Yeah, A Snoop Inspection here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, Keller Williams Realty. And Jay, when you talk about the new construction, some of the issues that come up, what are some of the most common things that you see that you find?
Oh, believe it or not, I've actually gone out and seen pipes outside the wall that it's supposed to be in. I mean, it was mind-blowing, and it was up in Wesley Chapel area.
Outside the wall.
Outside the wall. I had you had the 2 extra bedrooms and the bathroom in between. Yeah. And the pipes were coming out of the foundation for the sinks, and it was literally an inch plus, more like about an inch and a half, where it came up outside the wall. Yeah. Now the best part of it is when I actually went back to do I wrote this up during the pre-drywall. But then once the drywall went in, it's interesting how that wall still flexed out right about that spot. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me that they didn't repair that properly, that the drywall was actually had a hump in it there in that area. I mean, I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, and it's a cost issue, right? A lot of the managers, a lot of the middle managers or people in that
point,
position.
You're busting up the floor to try to fix it. Yeah. So, and actually the wall's already framed, so you're possibly taking down the wall and the whole 9 yards in that section, which they need to do. It just has to be done.
Yeah, that's an issue, and that's definitely. And here's on that same topic. When you look at commercial real estate, there's been, of course, with the China virus coming overseas and killing our country, killing people in the country, the economy. And by the way, no repercussions for China yet. I haven't seen. Right?
No, it's not going to happen.
Exactly, until Trump gets back in.
We sold them land.
Yeah, exactly. We hook them up. We give them quality land. We give them all kinds of breaks on taxes. We give them the preferred nation status. But anyways, that's a bunny trail we could go down. But I want to talk about commercial real estate because the commercial real estate sector, a lot of people were working from home. Hey, let's Zoom it. Let's Zoom it instead of driving to even the legal profession. People are doing it. We talk to our attorneys. They're doing their cases over Zoom in a lot of cases, right? So the commercial real estate space took a hit. A lot of the businesses took a hit. They have less employees. They're saying, hey, we're going to restructure. We're going to have a flex work schedule. But then the big idea is, hey, let's convert this commercial space to apartments or to condos. Doesn't quite work that easy because of all the plumbing and all the issues with the to move that around. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, have you seen any of that in this area? I haven't seen any yet.
Seen a couple of articles. I've seen articles. It's mainly I saw some stuff going on in Massachusetts and things like that. But you're talking about normally if you have just offices, you got one big bathroom in the hallway or at the end of the floor plan.
I've seen where they've converted malls and left part of it retail, but then switched over to residential and an actual mall.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because you got to again break up all that concrete, re-plumb. Make sure all the plumbing there, and then what about your sewer? Do you have enough access to the sewer water-wise there because you're going to have water flowing? But that's kind of an interesting thing to explore. We actually did a show a couple months ago, Alex. You remember this, where it was talking about, I think it was Netflix or one of those movies streaming. They were making, taking like Stranger Things to the malls, like almost like a mini.
Yeah, they were
Universal
buying properties essentially that had gone down, and they're renovating them and making them like theme based, which is really cool. You're basically repurposing, but like in a really awesome branded way.
Yeah. For a new economy. So kind of like a Universal Studios. You're walking in, to Universal Studios. So they're doing it on a smaller version. But so yeah, that's an interesting thing happening in real estate also. And talk to me a little bit too. You had mentioned before, like labor and supply chain. I think those are issues that small businesses are facing, and also some of the builders.
Oh yeah, I mean across the board, and that's why we have less tradesmen. Even the construction is struggling with personnel. There's just not enough, and not enough experience. I think that's the biggest thing. As good as the builders want to make a house that they're not getting callbacks, it's still a turn and burn. They just want to get the house built, get it sold, get their money, and move on to the next one. Even your county inspectors are going in to inspect these homes. They're still in a rush. With all the construction that's out there, they may not have enough personnel that, unfortunately, it's a quick walkthrough and they're out, sign off, and move on to the next one that are not checking things. I've had clients ask me, it's like, well, why doesn't You know, it was just a remodel. It wasn't new construction. Well, why wasn't this done with the remodel? It's like, well, the inspector missed it. You know, as far as the county inspector, they don't check every little thing. They're looking at the overall project.
Yeah, it's true. And here's Lawrence Young. He's the chief economist at NAR. He says, though home sales are down in the past 2 years, a further dissection reveals a big contrast. Existing home sales are running well below pre-COVID figures. Meanwhile, newly constructed homes sales are moving along at or slightly better than pre-COVID days. That's due to increased inventory availability in newly built homes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a trend that you're seeing. And I think also now with the Fed most likely going to be reducing rates, potentially even more than a half a point. Let's see. But that could really fuel a buying frenzy. It could really kick us back into about 18 months ago to where we're getting multiple offers again. Because there's so much pent-up demand on the sideline, Jay.
Well, in your opinion right now, where are we? We at an even market, that it's not a seller's market, not a buyer's market. We're kind of the in-between at the moment.
Pretty balanced, yeah. It's pretty close to a balanced market.
Yeah. So, but then the reduced interest rate is probably going to swing it back to the seller.
Yeah, and then what happens is, too, it's so local. Real estate is so local, right? You get into different caveats of, I remember, in South Tampa, it used to be south of Kennedy versus north of Kennedy, right? It's so local. And then, taking that a bit further, closer to Bayshore or further. So then you look at Palm Harbor, Dunedin, Largo, some of these different niche areas. We had a property go on multiple offers just a couple weeks ago. We had 3 or 4 offers on this property. Again, so you're thinking, wow, uncharacteristic of the market. I'm hearing things are soft.
Location.
There you go. Also, inside of the home was gorgeous. It was set up as a short-term rental, so it's decked out to the max. Some of these Airbnb properties, short-term rental properties, are really getting creative, not only with the interior of the property, but also some of the games and toys and stuff that they put on the outside as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You make it a nice. The vacations, all that and more.
Attraction.
Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like a mini attraction. We saw with Natasha Sanderson with Stage to Sell Tampa Bay, our interior design contributor on the show. She brought some really cool photos one day, and it was showing different pictures of pickleball in the backyard, basketball, all types of cool stuff. Big old one of the rooms was set up with like an oversized dartboard, something like that, Alex.
And Nerf guns.
Yeah, Nerf guns and stuff. So you get creative.
Fun. Let's go.
I know, right? Yeah, you get creative. You get rewarded. That's capitalism. That's free market capitalism at its best. So yeah, you get rewarded. Well,
I hate to say it, with all the Airbnbs, there's some that they haven't done that. So guess what? They're not getting running as much. You get all the reviews, and you have all the different attractions to go into that house. They're staying steady, I'm sure.
Bingo. That's it. Yep. It's all about the reviews. It's all about the review game these days. All right, Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, in studio with us. Check him out online, a-snoop.com. All of your inspections for your residential properties, commercial properties. Jay is a plethora of information. We're going to talk with him more on the flip side. Also got an interesting clip. Kamala promises to build houses. Let's talk about that coming up here as well, and some other topics coming up on the show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRimes1, at CQB Show. And please subscribe to the Rumble and YouTube channels as well. The Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian, conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. chiming.com. By simply shifting some of your buying habits, they're going to help support like-minded people, like-minded companies, and that can support you as well.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Jay Smith in the house, A Snoop Inspection. Feel-good story of the day coming up about Charles Barkley turning down a contract to help his teammates, in a sense. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here. 1950 58th Avenue North. This one's unit number 8. 1950 58th Avenue North, unit 8. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1 carport, plus a bonus room. It's a ground level unit. You have a very motivated seller here. You have a beautiful pool, community pool, ground floor, 55 plus community. You walk out the back door and you're right there at your covered parking space as well. You have lake, rec center, heated pool, shuffleboards, and more. 1950 58th Avenue North, unit number 8, St. Petersburg, Florida. Beautiful condo right here in Tampa Bay. C. Robin Drive, Southeast St. Petersburg, 3615 C. Robin Drive. Another beautiful St. Petersburg property, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 1,500 square feet, remodeled and staged single-family home. Gorgeous property, stainless steel appliances, lighter colors. You got the white bathrooms and cabinets, countertops there. Beautiful property, 3615 C. Robin Drive, Southeast St. Petersburg, Florida. 10 minutes from the beaches and close to downtown as well. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country. Tell me something good.
All right, feel-good story of the day. Charles Barkley turned down a $100 million contract and offers from other networks to ensure that his TNT sports team could keep their jobs yet for another year. Despite Turner Sports losing an 11-year NBA broadcasting rights deal, Barkley chose to stay with TNT until the 26th season to support his colleagues. Although he could have legally left the network, Barkley prioritized the well-being of his TNT family. He expressed his commitment to continuing their work together, even as TNT faces uncertainty after NBA chose a $1.8 billion per year deal with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. So there you have it. It's an interesting kind of a story, Jay. It's feel good in a sense for Charles doing the right thing, helping out his folks there, his friends.
I think it's great.
But it's interesting to see how the landscape is shifting. It's not just the major stations that it used to be. Now you're seeing Prime, Roku, Netflix, all these other folks getting into the game.
It's getting harder and harder to find sports.
To find it, right, yeah. To find the sports and to see, follow your home team. It's like, where are they at? Where's the game at? It's difficult.
Yeah, it is. And it's all sports. I mean, all of them is getting to. I say football's the one. So you watching any football?
I haven't been lately, not yet, but it's coming into it. We're going to be going to all the Florida games too, the Florida home games this year.
Oh, good.
Representing the Archer Place condos. So I'm excited about that. University of Florida, Miami is next coming up on the 30th, I believe. Yeah, next week.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. All right, here's our story that we teased. This is an interesting story. So Let's see. What do you think about Kamala promising to build houses?
Kamala promises to build 3 million homes. This is an important story, guys. 3 million homes in 4 years. And Biden Harris have built only 8 EV stations in 2.5 years.
8 EV stations.
However,
I hear the laugh.
those
That's
of you
me
that are
too.
thinking
I'm
about
laughing.
Buying a house,
Right?
Harris will propose a $25,000 down payment aid for first-time home buyers as part of the economic agenda.
Comrade Kamala. She's going to be building houses, she says, Jay.
Just keep government out of it, please.
You
Please,
know
keep
who that
government out of
caters
it.
to. Who that's going to cater to?
What's your thought?
Your illegals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's going to be all your first-time home buyers?
Right.
Who's getting all the spiffs right now? Insurance, debit cards, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
They're going to build homes and villages for
Yep.
all the illegals coming through.
Yeah, and there's that
Mark my
company in
words.
Texas doing that too. Remember they shut
Yeah.
that down?
Yeah.
There was a company in Texas that got caught building all these homes.
He's in courts over all that stuff.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, unbelievable
No,
numbers.
I just the government's never done anything efficiently, so I mean, for them to even try to do that, I think it's just a waste.
It's just one more step towards communism as well. You know, trying the more that they can take under their roof, it's like, come on, man, give me a break. It's ridiculous, especially in the housing space. And then to throw out the number of 3 million homes, they've only built 8 EV stations with that. How many trillions of dollars, billions of dollars
billions,
that they got?
trillions, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, way more than it takes to do any of that.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to go back to the $500 hammers. You know,
Oh,
they
man.
use them in the construction of those houses.
That's right. Yeah, and the Taliban, that was out this week. The big news this week as well. I got a clip about that. I didn't realize, but they're getting paid. They're paying. The United States government is paying $87 million a week to the Taliban.
My initial thoughts. I'm angry and I'm disappointed. I was out of Afghanistan, basically from 2001 to 2014, going back and forth between Iraq and Afghanistan, and the way we pulled out, it's horrible. $85 billion in American weapons systems left behind for the Taliban. They're now one of the largest arms suppliers in the world. They're selling this stuff off. They just had a huge victory parade. China was there. Iran was there. It's terrible.
Wow.
Terrible, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
You saw that video? Did you see those videos
No,
on social media?
I can't watch that stuff. I mean, it hurts too much.
It does, man. It's terrible. It's terrible to see that. But final thoughts, Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, longtime friend of the show, a-snoop.com. You can find him online. Back to you, Jay.
Well, we were talking about the new construction. Get them inspected. I mean, you can have the foundation inspected before they pour. You can have pre-drywall inspections and then have a final inspection before you take possession of the house, basically before your walkthrough. And you can do the 11th month inspection, just to make sure nothing's coming up during that year, that you get things fixed with the builder. So there's 4 different inspections you could possibly do with a new construction house.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Make sure you get those done. Talk to Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection. Highly recommend talking with Jay, getting that look, making sure that the asset that you're buying is going to be the quality that you need it to be, and you're not going to have problems later.
Yep.
All right,
you
Jay.
need it, call 813-345-2600.
All right, reach out to Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, online at a-snoop.com. Of course, you can find his information on our website as well, consumerqb.com. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting the local economy, and shout out to our production staff, Yumiko, David, Alex, always doing a great job in here, and we appreciate you. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.